You are watching Steelers Talk Live here on a Wednesday. Thank you to all the real ones tuning in at the beginning of today's show. Of course, OTAs are off and running there in Pittsburgh. And we're getting going here on this 2024 campaign for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can't wait to break down all of the Steelers content that we got for you guys today. The latest news and rumors surrounding this football team. And then we're going to get into some of the top Steelers position battles for this team heading into the offseason program. 5 positions where it's up for grabs, starting positions here on the Steelers depth chart. And then we'll also have the Steelers Talk Live mailbag, just like we do every single week here on the channel, where you guys have your opportunity to get your voice heard right here on the show. You guys always bring the heat with those questions. Can't wait to see what you guys are able to bring with that. I've already seen some people use hashtag Steelers along with their question down there in the comments section. That lets producer Coop know that you have a question that you want to get on the show. So if you want to get your question on the show for free, essentially, hashtag Steelers is the way to do that. No promises, though. The only way that you're guaranteed to get on the mailbag today is if you super chat along with your question, folks. Okay, so we've already got the first super chat coming in here from our friend Kurgan Cold. What's going on, my friend? Mr. Kurgan with a $6 super chat. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
I know Sam Brown is out there training one of our new hires today. He's going to get really mad at us really quick. F you, Sam.
F Sam in the chat, a big Broncos fan, by the way. In the house, is there a realistic chance that the Steelers add a wide receiver, and is there a clear leader for that trade? Kurgan, I'll answer this question first up on the mailbag today. Thank you so much for that $6 donation. I'm guessing there's going to be a $9 super chat coming up here pretty soon.
I can tell you who they will not add as a wide receiver.
Who's that?
Antonio Brown. He's bankrupt.
Yeah, Antonio Brown filed for bankruptcy. Apparently, he owed I think it was $88 million to 8 different creditors, so he had to file for bankruptcy. It looks like AB's falling on some hard times here,
I declare bankruptcy.
But Kurgan, thank you so much for that early super chat, my friend. So let's get into this right now. Can the Pittsburgh Steelers win a Super Bowl in 2024? This upcoming season, do they have even a 1% chance of winning the Super Bowl this year, Coop?
They do. They need a lot to go right, but they certainly do.
Yeah, I wouldn't classify them as favorites. I don't think they're in the same level as a Kansas City or, something like that. But Russell Wilson beat the Kansas City Chiefs last year with the Denver Broncos, a much worse roster than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You'd have to win a game that you probably weren't expected to during the season, and you would just need Russ to play at a top 10 level.
Yeah, you would need Russ to probably play at top 10 level, especially in the postseason, right? Because you're going up against the best quarterbacks in football. The run game needs to get going. I would also have to say they'd have to play in some probably cold weather football games because this team is built to play in the cold weather.
Now, they're playing in Pittsburgh on Christmas, right?
Yeah,
that's a cold weather game.
That's a cold weather game. So don't count out the Steelers on Christmas Day. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I know Kansas City's the former champs, but I'm definitely excited for what we're going to see from the Pittsburgh Steelers here in 2024. We got some super chats rolling in here. Starting with Ricky Campbell with a $5 super chat. Says, my 58th birthday is coming up June 2nd. And I know it's a long shot, but my birthday wish is for the Steelers to trade for Brandon Ayuk.
I'll hit up Omar.
Yeah, hit up Omar. And by the way, we got Omar in the chat right now with a $10 super chat. Ricky, I'll answer your question, by the way, and I'll give my take on a Brandon Ayuk trade during the mailbag. But we got another Black Diamond here in Omar's burner. What's up, Omar? Says, me waiting for the superstar playmaker, and now the big announcement.
Let's go, Omar.
Mavs
in six, baby.
I don't think so, man. I'm actually from Minnesota.
You're not even a Minnesota Timberwolves fan.
So my first love is the San Antonio Spurs. Okay, I grew up during the Spurs dynasty. That's my team.
Ridiculous.
But they've been long gone. Okay, out of the 4 teams that are left, there's never been energy around the Minnesota Timberwolves like there are right now. And Anthony Edwards is incredible. I think it's going to be T-Wolves in 6. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Who's going to win the Western Conference Final?
And come join the Maverick stream tonight.
No,
as Sam said.
Get out of here, Sam.
YouTube.com/MavsTV will be live at 7 p.m. tonight.
Absolutely. You can catch Coop on the watch party tonight if you want to watch our watch party. So big shout out to Omar for the $10 super chat.
Means?
And he referenced a big announcement. So if you guys didn't catch my Twitter from earlier, I have a big announcement. We're going to get to that in a little bit here.
1 second.
One moment on the big announcement here. But here's our super chat menu, okay? So any super chat is definitely appreciated here on the channel, guys. You guys are the best damn Steelers fans. And the Steelers fans just in general are the best fans in the National Football League. We could not be doing what we do here, giving you guys free premium Steelers content every single day here on YouTube without you guys. So any super chat, any donation to help us do what we love is definitely appreciated. Every $10 super chat, by the way, Kurgan Cold put in over $500 on a singular stream about a month ago. So we're doing a Black Diamond raffle courtesy of our friend Kurgan Cold. So every $10 super chat you put in, that equals one raffle ticket towards a potential Black Diamond membership. You usually have to spend $500 on a single stream, Coop, to be a Black Diamond. Now just a $10 super chat could get you into the Black Diamond territory. We're going to be doing that raffle next week, Wednesday, by the way.
Buddy Bear asked, is his name on the helmet yet?
Let me see here. I want to say yes.
It is. I see it. Bottom left.
Bottom.
No, left.
Oh.
That side, left.
Oh, yeah, Buddy Bear, you are on the helmet. So I appreciate you, my friend. And then every $10 super chat we get today, we're going to be doing these Beanboozled jelly beans. We hate doing them.
Bring it here.
Coop.
No, I need one for Omar.
Oh, that's right. Omar already put in a 10. So Coop needs a bean.
Oh, God.
What flavor? What?
It's barf.
It's barf. Let's go. First one of the day goes to Coop. And it's either barf or it's peach. Okay, so which one is it going to be?
Hang on. My mic got swindled. Here we are.
Are you good?
Yep.
Okay. Down the hatch.
Omar, F you.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
I didn't even chew it yet.
Oh, no. It is just immediate. Oh.
I'll mute my mic.
Are you good, dude? You know the rules. You got to finish it. You can't spit it out. Are you good now? Okay, there we go. Every $10 super chat we get, we're doing those nasty Beanboozled.
God damn it, Omar.
If you want to see us swallow down some of those.
You're next.
I am next. I'm not looking forward to that next $10 super chat.
Right.
But then also, $20 super chats, you get your name on the Helmet Hall of Fame. We got the helmet definitely filling up a bit here. So if you want to make sure you get your name on the Helmet Hall of Fame, we're going to be raffling that off at the end of the offseason. So if you want your name on the helmet, $20 super chat gets you on there. So Omar alluded to a big announcement today.
And here it is.
And here it is. We are going to be doing a Summer Madden series here on Steelers Talk, where we're going to be going live not once, but 2 times every week from now, or starting next week until the start of the preseason, where we're going to be doing Madden watch parties, okay? So essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing simulated Steelers Madden games, okay? And we're going to do it a full season, all 17 games, plus the playoffs, and we're going to see how far Madden has the Steelers going in 2024. So it's going to be 6-minute quarters, Coop.
Yep.
So it's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes each game. And, you know, we have all these Black Diamonds jerseys that we haven't been able to wear for our watch parties since the end of the season.
True.
Now all of them have come in the mail, so now we get the opportunity to unveil those watch party jerseys that we're going to be wearing this year for our watch parties. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing it Wednesdays and Thursdays, starting next Wednesday for Steelers Talk Live. So here's all of our Gold Club members, man. These people have put in at least $100 in super chats on a singular stream. These are the real ones. These are the people that have really been the lifeblood of this channel since we've started. You guys are the absolute best. And now we have our Black Diamonds, and these are the people that have put in at least $500 on a singular stream. So big shout out to Sam Pugh, F1, Nathan Glass, Kurgan Cold, Go Blue Buckeye, Elliptic 6, Gwendolyn, Marilyn Krieger, Omar's Burner, Kyle King, and KJ live life. You guys are the absolute legends and the royalty of Steelers Talk. Thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys show the channel. We got Kurgan Cold here with the $9 super chat. Everybody spam those nices in the chat for the 69. Spam those nices for Kurgan Cold, who says Summer Madden watch parties F. Yes, I cannot wait, man. It's going to be so much fun every Wednesday and every Friday for the rest of the offseason. We're going to be doing Madden watch parties, and we're going to see how far Russell Wilson can take the Pittsburgh Steelers in the simulated version of the Steelers 2024 schedule.
Let's go.
It's going to be so much fun, man. I can't wait to share it with you guys. You guys that have been with us for a while know how crazy our watch parties got last year. I'm hoping to bring that similar type of environment to these Madden watch parties as we prepare for the 2024 season. $10 super chat here from Lil Slush. Enter him into the raffle here for the Black Diamond membership. Says, how we doing, Yinzers? Missed the last few streams due to working later, but glad I can be here today. Shout out Slush. And you know what? That's a $10 super chat. So you know what that means, Coop?
Your time.
It's another bean.
What do you got?
I got barf too.
Let's go!
Are you kidding me? I got barf as well. I got the orange jelly bean. God! Ugh. Goodness gracious. I don't want to eat this, but...
Yes, sir. 1-1.
Oh! You guys know the rules. You gotta finish it.
Gotta finish it.
Ugh,
On today's show, while Sperry finishes his beat, the latest Steelers news and rumors, the top position battles, and of course, our live mailbag. But before we get started, be sure to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. We need to get to 50 likes before we start today's show.
We got 120 people watching around the world right now. We need 12 more likes to start today's show. We're at 38 likes. We need to get to 50 likes before we get into our first segment today.
You need a sip of water? You good?
I do need another one. Make sure you guys like the stream. And you know what? I'll tell you guys this right now. If you want a shout out on the show, type me down there in the chat if you've clicked that thumbs up icon. I want to see all the real ones that have clicked the thumbs up icon. Type me down there in the chat right now.
We ain't starting until we get to 50 likes.
We're not starting until we get to 50. I see the King. I see Mike Hardy. I see Peyton. I see Yeti. I see Cassie. Everybody say hi to Cassie in the chat, by the way.
Hello, Cassie.
We got Lord Buddy Bear. We got Joe L. We got Trey Roberson. We got Lil Slush. We got Brian Louise. We got Kurgan. We got Gerald. We got Darkness. We got Brock. We got Darkness Black again. We got Mr. Deadhead YouTube. Let's go, man. We got a great crew here today. And now we're going to get into Steelers news and rumors coming to you from Steelers OTAs. Welcome into Steelers Talk. I am your host, Jack Sperry, and today we have a great slate of Steelers news and rumors to cover with you guys right here on the show. First up, we're going to go over multiple reports that claim that Justin Fields has quote-unquote no chance of becoming the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers for Week 1 when the Steelers play the Atlanta Falcons. Then we'll go over Patrick Peterson, who has publicly said he wants to return to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024. Should the black and gold bring him back? I'll give you my take later in today's show, and then we're going to finish up today's edition of Steelers Talk with a big announcement for the channel. You're not going to want to miss that, so make sure you stick around to the end of today's program. And I want to congratulate all of you guys for helping us pass the Lakers report in total subscribers and moving up the power rankings here at Chat Sports. We're now in the top 10 channels here at Chat Sports overall. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. But you know what? We are not done yet. And the next closest channel that we have on our list is the Chiefs Report, who have just over 54,500 subs. So we're trying to lock them down right now. We're trying to get them going. So we really do appreciate all the support of everybody that has clicked that subscribe button. If you're a new viewer and you have not clicked that subscribe button yet, the rest of Steelers Nation is counting on you right now. I'll tell you guys this right now. Click that subscribe button. Try us out for a week. I promise you, you are not going to regret, clicking that subscribe button, because we have a daily and free Steelers content for you guys, and we do it better here at Steelers Talk than anywhere else on YouTube. So now let's get into today's top story, where that multiple reports from Steelers insiders claim that Justin Fields has quote-unquote no chance to be Pittsburgh's starting quarterback for Week 1, claiming that there is not an open competition for QB1 in Pittsburgh. This is what Mark Kaboly from the Athletic had to say about the situation. The reality of the situation is that barring injury, there is no chance that Fields will be the starting quarterback over Russell Wilson for the season opener. It doesn't matter how well Fields plays in the spring or summer. So listen, and Mark Kaboly wasn't alone in saying this, as Ray Filipaldo from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette joined him in a report today, saying, as far as the competition goes, I don't see it as an open competition. I think Justin is taking the right attitude, really the attitude that he has to take, that he's going in there and he's going to prepare like he's the starter. But I think we all know that unless there's an injury to Russell Wilson or unless things go tremendously bad for him in training camp and the preseason games, that Russ is going to be the starter for the team heading into the regular season. And guys, if you've been watching the channel here over the last several months, I said it literally the day they traded for Justin Fields. They're not bringing him in to start over Russell Wilson. Plain and simply. This is Russ's job, and Justin Fields is more of a plan B option in case Russ gets hurt or in case he stinks and they have to go to Justin Fields as kind of a potential long-term answer. And really, it's pretty simple, guys. This job is Russell Wilson's to lose. That doesn't mean that Russ won't lose it at some point during the season. I'm just saying that that is not what the Steelers plan on happening at this point, and the Steelers see Justin Fields as a backup quarterback option to Russell Wilson heading into the 2024 season, and this is not an open competition. But let me know if you agree with that down there in the comments section. Who's the better quarterback between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields? Give me your pick down there in the comments section. Type RW for Russell Wilson, or if you think Justin Fields is the better quarterback, type JF down there in the comments for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. So now let's talk about Patrick Peterson here, who of course is still available on the free agency market, and he has expressed publicly that he wants to come back to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024. This is what Pat Pete had to say about the Steelers. Hopefully I can get something done with the Steelers, but that's the team, because that's the team I definitely want to play for, because I have just so much respect for Coach Mike Tomlin. And he actually went on to say that, you know, most teams, after losing those 3 games against the Cardinals and the Patriots and and then the Colts, you know, after those 3-game stretch where the Steelers' playoff hopes were less than 1%, he said most teams would just have their players kind of, preparing for vacations and, kind of throw in the towel. Not the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Mike Tomlin. And listen, Patrick Peterson is a future Hall of Famer. This is somebody that's been in a lot of different locker rooms with a lot of different coaches, and this is the guy that he claims is the best leader he has ever been around. If you ask me, I think the Steelers are very lucky to have a guy like Mike Tomlin as their head coach. Now, coming up here, I'm going to let you know whether or not I think the Steelers should bring back Patrick Peterson for the 2024 campaign. But before we get into that, let's have word from our sponsor here at Fanatics. Go to chatsports.com/Russ to get your very own number 3 Russell Wilson Pittsburgh Steelers jersey just in time for the 2024 campaign. If you're like me and you believe in Russell Wilson, you think he's going to lead this team to double-digit wins here in 2024, you can use our link, chatsports.com/Russ. If you make a purchase by using that link, Fanatics will send some proceeds our way, so we really do appreciate all of your support. So go to chatsports.com/Russ and purchase a Russell Wilson jersey today if you want to help out the channel. Now, for me personally, guys, I wouldn't mind bringing back Patrick Peterson, especially if they put him in the right role. Now, I think it was very apparent last year, guys, that Patrick Peterson doesn't have the long speed anymore to play on the outside, just plain and simply, okay? He just doesn't have the legs anymore. However, I think that when he was forced to go play safety, when the Steelers were having their safety issues in terms of the injury bug, and he was forced to play in the middle, and, he wasn't really forced to play on the outside and all these different things, he actually played pretty darn well. And, his instincts really showed up in that kind of role, and I still think he could do something like that, or could he even play slot cornerback? I mean, on the outside, you really need to have that really elite long speed to keep up with guys down the field. Patrick Peterson didn't have that, but the instincts, the short area quickness, the long arms, the leadership, all that stuff fits really well into a potential slot cornerback. And honestly, I think the Steelers could do a lot worse than Patrick Peterson as their slot corner heading into 2024. Now, I would say right now, I think Cam Sutton is a better overall player. He's younger. I think he really fits into that role really nicely for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I actually think that Sutton is probably the more likely option for the Steelers in free agency to fill that slot cornerback role. But if Pittsburgh ends up going with Patrick Peterson, I think that he's probably going to be just fine. I think he actually has the skill set to play pretty decently from the slot. Now, what say you guys? Let me know down there in the comment section. Would you approve if the Pittsburgh Steelers brought back Patrick Peterson to be this team's slot corner in 2024? Let me know down there in the comment section how you feel about Pat Pete. And that wasn't it from Patrick Peterson either during that interview on the Jim Rome show. He actually had a little bit to say about the team getting Russell Wilson. This is what he had to say about the conversations he's had with Mike Tomlin. I even texted Mike Tomlin right after they signed Russell Wilson. I said, now you finally got a quarterback that has credibility. Wow, what a shot at Kenny Pickett there. A guy who's going to be in the lineup that you can count on. Damn! And then we got being in the lineup week in and week out. Now is just going to be putting the right pieces around him. And then what Patrick Peterson said in terms of what Tomlin responded with, he said he texted him back. He said, we got us one, talking about a good quarterback. So it seems like Mike Tomlin really does believe in Russell Wilson. He's very happy to have him in the room. And if you're somebody that's kind of waiting on the day for Justin Fields to come in there, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I think if it does happen, it's probably going to be more along the lines of like a mid-season change at the very earliest, unless Russ gets hurt. I think Russ is really going to be their answer for 2024, and then we'll see how they feel about Russ heading into seasons to come. Now, before I go here, I do have some extra news items to share with you guys. Some awesome stuff coming out of the NFL today, where the city of Pittsburgh has been awarded the 2026 NFL Draft. The city of Pittsburgh will host the NFL Draft for that season. Art Rooney II, the Steelers owner, said that the event is going to be held close to Acrisure Stadium, and it is going to kind of flow into downtown Pittsburgh. And honestly, guys, with as much history as the city of Pittsburgh has in the National Football League, obviously 6 championships for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl era. I just think that there is a ton of history to be explored with this event, and I think it's going to be so much fun. I know a lot of you guys out there, especially the people watching from Pennsylvania, are going to be planning on attending. So let me know down there in the comment section, do you plan on attending the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh, PA, the City of Champions? Let me know down there in the comment section what your plans are in the spring of 2026. So now we do have a big announcement here. I promised you guys a big announcement at the beginning of today's show. And that big announcement is that we're going to be doing a Summer Madden series here on the channel, where we're going to be going live twice a week starting next week. So every Wednesday and every Friday, Coop and I, we're going to be going live. And we're going to be doing essentially live watch parties for a Madden simulated season. So all 17 games of the Steelers schedule, we're going to be going 2 games a week. The games are going to be about an hour and 15 minutes apiece. It's going to be 6-minute quarters. We're going to see what Madden has to say about what the Steelers are going to do in 2024. We're very excited about this. If you guys know, our watch parties during the regular season are the biggest events we do all season long. And now, because it's the off season, we're going to be hitting the dog days here. We wanted to provide you guys something fun for you guys to follow along with here on the channel. So we really do appreciate all of your support. Make sure you join us next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Week 1 versus the Falcons. If you want more content from me on Twitter, you can go to @Jack_Sperry, on IG @SpareDog.football. And then, of course, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Let's chase down the Chiefs report, and let's move up the power rankings here at Chat Sports. First segment in the books, and we got a $69 super chat.
Type nice.
Everybody type nice in the chat for Kurgan. Everybody that spams nice will get a shout out.
Kurgan.
If you want a shout out, type nice in the chat. He says, Roman Wilson, wide receiver, my sleeper MVP.
I like it.
MVP of the team or MVP of the league?
The league, why not?
Oh my God.
1,800 yards receiving from Roman Wilson. I see the vision.
As a rookie.
I
Unbelievable.
see the vision.
We got Peyton down there. We got Lord Buddy Bear. He says Offsides Edits is here. We got Joe. We got J God. We got Steven. We got Gerald. We got Michael. Everybody spamming nice in the chat. We got Mr. Deadhead. We got Chuck. we got Kobe, we got John, we got Steven, and we got Trey Roberson. You got to love it, CJ, all day. Thank you so much, Kurgan, for all of your support, my friend.
Kurgan's a real one.
And by the way, Kurgan Cold is the reason why we're doing the Black Diamond raffle next week.
That's
so
correct.
Big shout out to Kurgan for getting us this other
Also,
Black Diamond.
Since I came in late today, so I didn't even see this segment until we did it here. Patrick Peterson taking mad shots at Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
I love it too, man. I mean, I think it's more at Kenny Pickett than Mason.
Yeah, of course.
Because Mason came in and saved the season.
Mason did a job, yeah.
Yeah, he saved the season, right? But, saying stuff like you finally have a credible quarterback that's going to be available every game, it's definitely not good, especially because Patrick was like, yeah, Kenny's our guy, all these different things. Like when the reports are coming out that they were going to keep Kenny,
right?
Like he was all for Kenny Pickett, and now it's been a complete 180.
Yikes.
So that's a little bit of a yikesers there. So coming up here, we got the mailbag. If you want to get your question on the show, hashtag Steelers, and it'll be up to Coop, or you can super chat and get your question on the show, and it's guaranteed. So we really do appreciate everybody that super chats. We are doing a Black Diamond raffle next Wednesday. So if you want a chance to become a Black Diamond and you don't want to spend $500 to become one, this is your chance, folks. $10 super chat enters you into that raffle. And every $10 you spend is another raffle ticket. So if you put in a 50, you get 5 raffle tickets. If you put in 100, you get 10 raffle tickets. And every 10 that we get here, every $10 super chat equals a Beanboozled jelly bean. We got them right here, folks. These things are disgusting. I've already had one today. Coop and I have each had a barf one.
I'm next
to start today. So Coop is next. So if you want Coop to eat a nasty jelly bean, send in that $10 super chat. And then we've got the Helmet Hall of Fame here. Get your name on there. For a $20 super chat. Plus, Coop and I each have to eat a bean.
Yep.
And you get 2 raffle tickets. So you get quite a bit there for a $20 super chat. Really do appreciate your guys' support. Do we have enough questions here, Coop?
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, we're good to go right now. We're going to get into this mailbag. Thank you to all 160 of you across the world watching live here on YouTube. And now we're going to get into the Steelers Talk mailbag here on Chat Sports. Welcome into Steelers Talk. I am your host, Jack Sperry, and today I am answering your Steelers questions here in the middle of the offseason here. You guys always bring the heat with these questions, so I can't wait to see what you got from me today. But before I get to your questions, make sure you guys click that subscribe button right now and join the most interactive Steelers community here on YouTube. We have over 53,000 Yinzers already subscribed. We are the largest Steelers Talk program here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to do what we love to do every single day. Plus, you get an opportunity to get your questions on these mailbags every single week on the Steelers Talk live shows every single week. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. And with that, I'll stop and open it up for questions. We got one from Lord Buddy Bear. He says, what do you guys think about AB filing for bankruptcy? Karma, that's what I think. I mean, I just think he's been stupid with his money, man. He's the definition of like buying flashy things with his credit card to make him look like he's like some luxury guy, and apparently he's $88 million in debt, and he had to file for bankruptcy. So wishing him the best. Hope he gets the help that he needs. I think it's pretty obvious he's suffering from CTE, which is, of course, why he named his company CTESPN. So best of luck to AB. Hopefully he gets the help he needs. Then we got one from Kurgan Cold, $69 super chat. Says, Roman Wilson, wide receiver, my sleeper MVP. If he's talking about the team, it'd be interesting to see if Roman can really, that means he'd be better than George Pickens, which I just don't really see happening in his first year. But listen, man, I love Roman Wilson. I think he's going to be a legit number 2 capable player in the wide receiver room this year. George Pickens looks phenomenal in practices already. Same thing goes for Roman. And, I think Roman's going to have a really good rookie year. Maybe like 7 touchdowns would be nice. Coop gives me the 10 sign. He thinks he's going to score 10. So I guess we'll have to see. Really excited about Roman Wilson's future, though. Then we got one from Sims's Nightmare. And says, if you had to guess which wide receiver the Steelers will add before this season, who would it be? If I'd have to pick one, and the most likely, I'd probably say Michael Thomas. He doesn't cost you anything in a trade. I think he'd want to come to Pittsburgh. You'd have one hell of an opportunity to play and, get a lot of snaps here. Obviously the injury stuff scares you. Obviously, that kind of stuff. And plus, he hasn't been the best in the locker room. But I think part of that is, the Saints didn't really treat him all that well, apparently, and the medical staff didn't treat him all that well, apparently. So, maybe the relationship with the Steelers would be better. But Michael Thomas, really talented player, great hands, would be an awesome red zone threat. I think Roman Wilson would eventually usurp him throughout the course of the season as the number 2 receiver, but you can never have enough good, big receivers with great hands that are red zone threats on your football team, man. And I still think Michael Thomas could play when he's healthy, so I think that's probably the most likely option at this point. So let me know down there in the comments section, which wide receiver, if any, will the Pittsburgh Steelers add before the season begins? What do you think it's going to be? Michael Thomas? Do you think it's going to be DK Metcalf? Do you think it's going to be Courtland Sutton? Let me know down there in the comments section for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. Then we got one from Ricky Campbell. It says, my 58th birthday is coming up. Happy early birthday here, Ricky. Up on June 2nd. And I know it's a long shot, but my birthday wish is for the Steelers to trade for Brandon Ayuk. I would love for them to trade Ayuk. According to some reports, the door isn't completely closed on an Ayuk trade, but I do think it's probably pretty unlikely. I mean, he was a second-team All-Pro last year. Obviously, he and Brock Purdy have an excellent chemistry. John Lynch, the 49ers GM, has said a number of times that he doesn't want to trade Ayuk, especially after the draft passed. Honestly, I think if the Steelers end up acquiring a 49ers receiver, probably more likely it's Deebo Samuel. I think Brandon Ayuk is probably staying put there with San Francisco. Then we got one from the King, Kyle King. His Royal Highness here says a lot of good talk on the wide receiver room after the start. How would we feel about adding Adam Thielen or I think it means Treylon Burks level player? Need more. The thing about the Steelers offense is it's going to be pretty run heavy, and I think Roman Wilson's going to be pretty good right away. So you got 2 pretty darn good options at wide receiver. I mean, I still think that Calvin Austin III, especially on obvious passing situations, can be valuable. Van Jefferson, I think, will provide a little bit of value when you need him as well. Pat Freiermuth could be moved out to slot wide receiver for a little bit. I think he's got the receiving chops to do that as well. So you got options here if you don't add a wide receiver. I don't think Adam Thielen's going to get dealt, and even if he was, I don't think he's the Steelers' type of receiver, honestly. Then Treylon Burks, honestly, man, I just don't think he's that good of a player. So personally, even though he'd be like a 6th, 7th round pick value in a trade, I don't think that's something the Steelers should do. All right, now before we get to the rest of the questions today, make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Daily Steelers videos breaking down the latest news and rumors surrounding this football team. So if you want to become an expert on this football team, you want daily news, you can come here to Pittsburgh Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. We also have breaking news coverage. So if they trade for a receiver, if they sign a player, if they get Cam Sutton or Peterson, whatever, we're going to have a breaking news video, guys, here on the channel, breaking it down for you. And then also weekly live shows. Starting next week, we're going to be doing 2 live shows per week, Wednesdays and Fridays, I should say. And it's all 100% free, guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. All right, now let's get to the rest of the questions here. Starting with Offsides Edit, says, who do you think will be the breakout player during training camp? There's a lot of players that could be this player, right? It could be Corey Trice Jr., could be Beanie Bishop, it could be Calvin Austin III, it could be a whole host of players that could be that quote-unquote breakout player during the preseason this year. If I'd have to put my finger on one, how about Peyton Wilson? How about the inside linebacker from NC State that many people thought, including myself, the tape said he was a first-round inside linebacker. This guy is so smart, so instinctual, incredibly athletic. He's had some injury issues, man, but I really think, by season's end, we might be looking at this guy as a bona fide starter in the Steelers lineup, and I think he's going to have one hell of a preseason showing off what he can do. Then we got one from Tomlin Team, who says, what have you heard about the injury status of Cole Holcomb? Will he be ready for the start of the season? So Mike Tomlin addressed it briefly after the first day of OTAs, said that he's working hard and he's doing everything he can, but he's not there yet. So that does worry you a bit, and they don't have a timetable for his return just yet, which is scary. But I will say this, the fact that they haven't gotten rid of him and the fact that they haven't cut him, and they would save a relative good amount of money here if they cut him, tells me that they think he's going to be good to go next year at some point. So obviously he's valuable enough to the team to keep around and not cut. So I think he's going to be fine. I think he will get on the field in 2024, or at least I hope. Now predict it for me down there in the comment section. Will Cole Holcomb be ready for week 1 of the 2024 season? Give me a yes or a no down there in the comment section and predict it for me down there in the comments. Let me go on from Brock Walker. What's up, Brock? Says, do you think TJ Watt can break the single-season sack record and win his second Defensive Player of the Year? Man, this is somebody that should have at least three Defensive Player of the Year choices. He got screwed last year in favor of Myles Garrett, which was just an absolute crime. Honestly, I don't think he's going to break the all-time sack record. I don't know if he's ever going to put up that kind of season again. Now, what I will say is that the last time he got screwed out of a Defensive Player of the Year trophy, he ended up putting up that kind of season, and the NFL had to give it to him, right? So could he be super motivated this season, just like he was during that historic campaign? It's possible, all right? And I'm not going to put it past TJ Watt to do anything because he's unbelievable and the best pass rusher on the planet today. But, to break his own, essentially, record for the most sacks ever, I mean, to say that I'm expecting that, I don't know if I'm expecting it, but I'm definitely going to say it's possible. Then we got one from John. Says, what's up, John? Says, Jack, would you rather have a slow start, as we sometimes have, or this 7-1 start and be the favorites in November? Saying hi all the way from Barcelona, Spain. What's up, John from Barcelona? I think you always want to finish strong, Coop, especially heading towards the playoffs. But, here's the thing. Like, if you start the season slow, I feel like the Steelers are going to be sellers because, it is a gauntlet. You have to be in a good position by week 11 because, yeah, I think the Steelers are going to be okay and they're going to win 4 or 5 of those final 8 games against those really tough playoff teams, right? It's going to be tough, and you got to put yourself in position to succeed, man. I don't think the Steelers can afford to get off to a slow start. And honestly, if they're sitting at the trade deadline and they're like 500 even, I honestly think that they're going to be sellers. So they got to get out to a fast start, John. Make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon if you haven't already. If you are a Steelers Talk Real one, you like our videos, you've subscribed to the channel, you watch the live shows, all that great stuff. If you're a real one, make sure you click that subscribe button right now. Let me go on from Ebenezer here. Says, will you and Coop be attending the draft in 2026 in Pittsburgh? Maybe. It kind of depends. The way that Chat Sports is currently set up is that everybody is in office for the draft. Now, we are growing. We are expanding. This is one of the fastest growing companies on YouTube. Okay, so who knows where we're going to be in 2026. We might be able to swindle something to be able to go live somewhere in Pittsburgh. I'm sure this channel will be over 100,000 subscribers at that point. So, you never know. Never say never. But with the way Chat Sports is currently set up, we have everybody in office. So if it's anything like it is now, the answer's probably no. So what about you guys? Let me know down there in the comments section. Do you plan on attending the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh, PA, the city of champions? Let me know what your plans are down there in the comments. That's going to be it for this week's mailbag, guys. If you're watching this and it's not Wednesday, that means you're not watching it during the live show. So you didn't get your question on this week's mailbag, but you can get your question on next week's mailbag by joining us next week for our live shows. We got that Madden series coming up next week, Wednesday and Friday live shows. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Okay, 2 down, 1 to go. Coop.
Roman Wilson's going to have a big year, man.
I'm very excited about Roman Wilson.
MVP? Maybe not.
First of all, no receivers win MVPs, period.
Even Justin Jefferson doesn't win MVP.
Yeah, exactly. So, team MVP, rookie MVP, maybe.
He could win Offensive Rookie of the Year. He could.
The quarterbacks are all going to have to stink, though. It's probably going to be Caleb, and if it's not Caleb, it's going to be Jaden.
Yeah.
It's going to be a quarterback because there's too many quarterbacks this year, right?
And it's always
one of them's got to be good.
And it's always a quarterback award.
And it's a quarterback award for sure. If this was a Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis quarterback class, right? Then, maybe a Garrett Wilson can come up and be the offensive rookie of the year that year, like a Roman Wilson.
Yeah.
But this year, it's probably going to be a quarterback with all the top quarterbacks taken.
Kurgan goes, if I'm alive, I'm going. I hope you're alive,
Kurgan. We hope you're alive for 2026, my friend. For more reason than one.
Where is it next year again?
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Green Bay, yeah.
Which is, by the way, the worst place to have a draft.
It's impossible to get to.
It's impossible to get to. There's no hotels.
No infrastructure.
Everybody is going to be driving. And by the way, there's still probably going to be, there might be still snow on the ground in Green Bay, Wisconsin in late April. I don't know.
There could be.
It's probably going to be pretty chilly. But
if I hope don't flag this YouTube, but if you believe in global warming, there might be.
But like this is one of the biggest television events of the year.
And you
period.
Put it in Green Bay.
And you're putting it in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Are you fucking joking?
I have a feeling they're gonna have some pretty major, whether it be Wi-Fi or they're gonna have issues because there's just not the infrastructure to handle that kind of thing, man. So I don't know, man. I think Green Bay is gonna be the worst destination for a draft ever.
I hope you're wrong because I hope it goes well, but I don't think you're wrong.
It's a historic city. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Just like it's a historic city to come to Pittsburgh, right? So we got one more segment to come here. But if you guys still want to donate to the channel, we really appreciate it. Any super chat, you get a shout out. Every $10 you spend is a raffle ticket for a Black Diamond membership that we're going to be giving away next week on Wednesday's live show. Every $10 super chat as well is a Beanboozled jelly bean. Coop, I believe you're up next, so the next 10 that comes in is yours.
Up to bat.
$20 super chat. We both have to eat a bean. You get 2 raffle tickets, and you get your name on the helmet. So
speaking of, for you Pirates fans, how electric is Paul Skeens?
Paul Skeens is unbelievable, man. He is. Is he the best pitcher in baseball?
He might be.
Is he already the best pitcher in baseball?
6 no-hit innings with 11 Ks the other day. He might be the best pitcher in baseball.
I honestly think Paul Skeens is already the best pitcher.
And he's dating Livy.
Yeah, dude, that guy's a king.
What a joke.
Livy Dunn is the queen of Pittsburgh, and Paul Skeens is the king. Oh, my goodness, man. That guy's...
Oh, look who's in the chat.
Oh, baby, Nathan Glass is here.
He says, go Wolves. F you, Nathan.
Go Wolves, baby.
F you, Nathan.
Go Wolves. I'm with you, Nathan. Let's go. Let's ride.
F the Wolves.
All right, man. We got one more segment to go here. Help us get to 100 likes, by the way. We got 91 likes. If you haven't clicked that thumbs up icon, help us get to 100 right now. Really do appreciate your guys' support.
Again, this is the first time I'm seeing this, so I'm interested to see what battles we have on here.
Yes, so we got the position battles. I got 5 position battles for you guys to keep your eye on this offseason. We'll find out here in about 30 seconds. Let's get into it right now. 2024 position battles for your Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers offseason program is now off and running, and today on Steelers Talk, I've got 5 position groups where there are starting jobs on the line on the Steelers roster here during the offseason program heading into the 2024 season that you need to be keeping your eye on. Before we get into it, if you want more content from me on social media, I post a bunch of OTA content on there. So if you want videos of Justin Fields and Russell Wilson and George Pickens and all these different things, you can find me on X at Jack_Sperry, where I provide daily Steelers updates. And you can find me on Instagram at sparedog.football for general NFL content. Really do appreciate all the people that support me on social. Okay, now first up, let's talk about quarterback, because I'm not listing them on my list of competitions, because we have heard a number of times from Steelers insiders at this point that this is not an open competition between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. At least not yet, okay? They got Russell Wilson to start, and then they figured, oh, well, Kenny Pickett didn't want to be here. We need to fill the backup quarterback spot with a young talent. Okay, Justin Fields costs a 6th-round pick. We'll give him that, okay? So that's kind of the way things went. But Russell Wilson, make no mistake about it, guys, this is his job until he loses it. For him to lose the job and Justin Fields to start, Russ either needs to get hurt or he needs to play pretty poorly. Okay, so that's kind of the way things are going with the quarterback situation. Russ is number 1. Justin is behind him to learn from him, potentially replace him if the season is kind of going in the wrong direction. But for right now, plan A is for Russell Wilson to be the starting quarterback for the future for the Steelers for the next 3 to 5 years, and for Justin Fields to be a good plan B option behind him. So now let's start with my actual list of position battles here. We're going to start with I'm kind of cheating here. I'm putting one category, but it's 2 different spots. Okay, because we know George Pickens is the number 1 wide receiver on this football team. But what about number 2 and number 3 wide receiver? All right, and that's going to be a legitimate question, because you have guys like Van Jefferson and Calvin Austin III and Marquez Callaway and Scotty Miller and Quez Watkins, a lot of guys that, most people feel are more wide receiver 4 types that are going to be battling it out for the number 3 receiver spot. And then there's Roman Wilson in there in that mix, who I think eventually will for sure be the number 2 receiver, especially if the Steelers don't add somebody else in free agency or via trade. And that's also another possibility here, man. Like right now, it's just a big hodgepodge of receivers, younger guys, veterans, that have been around a while that are just trying to establish their spot. But if the Steelers go out and get somebody here, it's definitely possible that they solidify themselves as the number 2 option for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what I'll say here is watch out for Michael Thomas from the New Orleans Saints as a free agency option. I think he's probably the more likely option at this point. The Steelers have been in communication with Michael. No deal has been struck as of yet. But I'm looking at guys like Deebo Samuel and DK Metcalf and, Courtland Sutton and the guys that have been rumored to the Steelers. And every single one of those teams has been rumored to not be interested in trading those receivers. So if there's nothing available on the trade market, Michael Thomas is the best option for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And even if you bring in Thomas, I think Roman Wilson is talented enough to eventually replace him as the number 2 option. But Michael is good enough to come in and be a solidified number 2 option to start the year. Now, let me know down there in the comments section. Would you bring in Michael Thomas to start the season here? Type S if you would sign him, or type P if you're going to pass on him. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show, so YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When it happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. Another position battle that you should definitely be keeping your eye on here is slot cornerback, because Steelers haven't really addressed it fully in the offseason this year, and they've got a lot of different guys that could occupy that spot with a really good offseason and preseason process here. Deshaun Elliott is an interesting prospect here, because what the Steelers could do is they could have Damontae Kazee, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Deshaun Elliott on the field at all times, and it's essentially a 3 safety package, but Elliott is playing in the slot. They could do the same thing with Minkah Fitzpatrick if they wanted to. Anthony Averett is an interesting possibility to move inside. Josiah Scott is somebody that's played in the slot before in the NFL. Beanie Bishop Jr. has talked about how he wants the opportunity to be the starting slot corner. And then Ryan Watts has said that the Steelers are moving him all over the yard, seeing where he fits. So right now, this is kind of how I see things playing out. Dante Jackson has been confirmed to be an outside corner here in the Steelers defense. So it seems like the top 2 corners on the outside are solidified. Now you got to figure out who's going to be playing nickel and dime here. And I think right now Deshaun Elliott would be playing nickel. He has a ton of experience playing in the slot. That also allows Damontae Kazee and Minkah Fitzpatrick to play deep. And then you got Beanie Bishop Jr. as your dime, somebody with a ton of production and ball production there with the West Virginia Mountaineers from last season. Had a really impressive year, and he's somebody that's impressing the Pittsburgh Steelers coaching staff right now. So if I'd have to guess, I would say that's probably what the Steelers are thinking. But there's also some other potential options that are also former Steelers on the open market right now. Cam Sutton is available via free agency. Patrick Peterson is still out there. I think he could play in the slot still. And then Chandon Sullivan, who played in the slot for them last year, is also still available. Now, if I have to predict one of these guys to get signed, I think it's going to be Cam Sutton. And the reason for that is because not only do I think he's the best overall slot corner of those 3 guys, but the Steelers have already brought him in to have conversations with him at least twice since the NFL draft. So it seems like there's a lot of interest there. If the NFL doesn't come down super hard on Sutton for some domestic issues that he had in Florida, some legal issues he had in Florida earlier this offseason, it's like a 1 or 2 game suspension, or if it's just a fine, I think the Steelers are going to pull the trigger and bring back Cam Sutton. Now, coming up here on the show, more position battles to talk about for your Pittsburgh Steelers. But before we get into that, let's talk about Russell Wilson here, where you can get, or not Russell Wilson, you can get an awesome Steelers t-shirt here from our friends at Fanatics when you go to chatsports.com/throwback. Guys, I'm somebody that doesn't like to, if you've watched the show, you guys know I don't wear a lot of crazy design t-shirts. I like to keep things simple, but I really like this t-shirt here. It's classic black with the old school logo on there. It's perfect to wear to your summer barbecue or to training camp when we eventually go out to St. Vincent and watch Russell Wilson and Justin Fields play there in practice. You can go chatsports.com/throwback right now. Fanatics has a great price on it. They're well made. I think that their products are really, really good, actually, in terms of their t-shirts. You can get it right now at a great price when you use our link, chatsports.com/throwback. Then we got another one here on the list. Offensive tackle is going to be interesting to me. Now, obviously, the future is Broderick Jones and Troy Fautano. Okay, I hope I'm saying that right, by the way. These Samoan names are tough. But the candidates here, obviously, Broderick Jones and Dan Moore Jr. were the starting tackles to finish last season out. And then the big question is, will Fautano come in and kind of usurp Dan Moore Jr.'s spot right away, or will it take some time? Apparently, Fautano is having a little bit of an issue during practices. He's not having the best start to practices, both at rookie minicamp and at OTAs. So the question is he going to catch up by the time the season comes around? And the two big questions that Steelers fans need to be asking, number one, will Fautano earn a starting spot by week 1? And then number 2, if he does, is he going to be playing on the left side, or is he going to be playing on the right side? Now, personally, guys, I think he's going to win the job outright out of camp. I guess we'll have to see if that is actually what it goes down. But I think if he does win the job, Broderick is going to be moving over to the left side, and then Fautano is going to be plugging in on the right side. I think that right now they're moving Broderick all over the offensive line in terms of left and right side. At practices, they're making sure that he's ready to go on either side, ready to go for the season. And right now they're kind of just parking Fautano on the right side. So that tells me that's where they see his future. And then I think Broderick's future is on the left side as I see it right now. So tell me down there in the comments section, who will be the starting left tackle for your Pittsburgh Steelers in week 1? Is it going to be Dan Moore Jr.? Is it going to be Broderick Jones? Will Fautano find a way to get into the offensive line and on the left side? Let me know down there in the comments section what you guys think. All right, now another one here is center. Now, I don't think this one is going to be particularly surprising because I think that everybody expects Zach Frazier to be better than Nate Herbig. But right now at OTAs, Herbig is getting the first team reps. Okay, so Frazier is definitely going to have to earn his stripes. And you can definitely make an argument that this is something that all rookies need to do. I certainly believe in that philosophy. I think Mike Tomlin knows what he's doing in this regard, forcing rookies to prove themselves on the field before they get that starting designation. Plain and simply, man, I think Zach Frazier is a bulldog. I think that he's somebody that brings a ton of physicality, and I think that he's just overall better than Nate Herbig. And by week 1, I fully expect him to earn that starting position. Then the final one here that's really interesting to me, actually, is the number 2 tight end. And you might be saying, Jack, I thought you said you were only going to be talking about starting positions on today's show. But technically in this offense, with so many 2 tight end personnel being played by Arthur Smith, it just makes sense that that second tight end is a starter in this offense. And, you know, I think Pat Freiermuth is going to be moved around a little bit here in this offense led by new OC Arthur Smith. I think Freiermuth is going to be used in many similar ways that Smith used Kyle Pitts, putting him in the slot, using him as a bigger wide receiver type player. That doesn't mean he won't be playing in line and as a true tight end, but I do think Freiermuth's skill set is more as a receiver. And with the Steelers not going out and getting more help at wide receiver this offseason might point to their plans at Freiermuth playing more of a big slot wide receiver type role. And then, you know, out of the rest of the tight ends, Darnell Washington, Connor Hayward, Mike Cole Pruitt, who Arthur Smith likes a lot, and then Hot Rod Williams, man, the Steelers really like him as well. I mean, there's a lot of very good options and in terms of secondary options here at the tight end position for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when it comes to Darnell Washington, guys, I think the job is his if he can earn it. Okay, obviously he is a big, mauling run blocker that's got incredible size and all these different things. But then you got Darnell Washington here, who also had really, really poor reps as a run blocker last year as well. You know, he wasn't the best as a receiver. He's not the best getting out of his breaks. He's not that great of a receiver. So he's got the potential. Don't get me wrong, but he's going to have to prove himself for sure heading into 2024. That'll be it for today's show, guys. Really do appreciate all of your support. Make sure you click that subscribe button right now if you haven't already. And go check me out on social at Jack_Sperry if you want more clips from Steelers OTAs all throughout the 2024 offseason. All right. If you guys couldn't see it, but while I was filming, Jeremy Chuggs came by our studio here.
Oh, I missed that.
Where the window, and he mooned me.
He did?
He pulled down his pants, and that's why I smiled a little bit because I was trying not to laugh.
At least it wasn't on live. We would have got banned from YouTube.
We would, exactly, but like I was in the middle of a very serious section, and now on that video, I'm going to be smiling at a completely.
Did he rattle you?
He rattled me a little bit, man.
Am I making you nervous?
So everybody say F Chugs in the chat for making me see that. But what do you think here, Coop? Who do you think is going to be the starting left tackle week 1?
I think it's Broderick. I think you start Broderick on the left and then Fautanu, however the fuck you say it. Fautanu.
Yeah,
we're going to call him Fautanu. He'll be on the right, I believe.
See, the reports I'm getting out of Steelers camp right now, Steelers OTAs, Fautanu's not playing well.
That's kind of to be expected.
And I think that's just rookie stuff. I'm not saying he's a bust, all right? I'm not. There he is again. Jesus Christ. Jeremy.
We're out of our segment now.
We're out of our segment. Jeremy, if someone sends in a $10 super chat right now, I'll make him do a bean, all right? I'll make him do a bean.
You're doing a Beanboozled if someone sends in a $10
If someone sends in a $10 super chat in the next 2 minutes, Jeremy has to do a bean.
No.
Jeremy, you having a good day, man?
Pretty good. Good.
You're on your tippy toes right now, by the way. And you still look like my child.
Oh, fuck you.
Who's going to put in the $10 super chat? Oh, he's already getting his Beanboozled.
What was on Texans today?
Yeah, what was on Texans today?
Earlier I was doing, what did I do earlier? I'm doing position battles right now.
Tough, that's what we just did.
When you mooned me, that's what I was talking about. Don't deny it.
Oh!
Hey! Beanboozled time!
Suck it, Chugs.
All right, Jeremy, you've got the Beanboozled. Pittsburgh fan 412 coming in with a $20 super chat. Says you've been Beanboozled. Oh, by the way, we got 20. Reed, you're doing one too.
Yeah, Reed, you have to do it.
We got a 20, so that's 2.
I'm not 5'1".
Chugs is Sperry.
We got new guy. We got the new. No, not that one. No toothpaste.
Yeah, that
ones.
doesn't count.
Here, you can have this one. It's either dirty dishwater.
Yeah. Everybody give it up for the new guy, Reed.
Shout out
Let's
Reed.
go.
Well, actually, it's F Reed because he's another Eagles fan.
He's actually a fraudulent Eagles fan.
We made another mistake by hiring an Eagles fan.
Not good. All right, you guys ready? So Jeremy's got booger and Reed has dirty dishwater.
Mine's either booger or juicy pear.
Yep. And
Did you eat it or not?
You have to finish it. You know the rules. Is it bad?
Okay. It's not.
So it's not the bad one. What'd you get,
it's
Chuck?
not birthday cake. But
It's not good.
Not good.
That's probably dirty
Oh,
dishwater.
wait, no, it is birthday cake.
Yeah, birthday cake's not that good either.
It doesn't taste
Was
good.
yours good or was yours bad?
Nope, Jeremy's
is bad. Not good?
Wash them out.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
It was booger. Oh.
I'm 5'9" and 3/4, you asshole.
Cassie said you were 5'10", while Sperry is 6'6".
Yeah, Reed actually looks relatively normal standing next to me. Yeah,
Reed's 6'2".
Reed is 6'2", and I still look this tall. So Jeremy's not 5.
And if you look right now, I'm about the same height as Reed.
Well, that's because he's standing behind you, bro. Big shout out to Jeremy Chugs and new guy Reed.
Cassie.
Big shout out to Cassie. Cassie's like,
I'm still waiting for your balls, Cassie.
Whoa!
Her Oreo balls.
Whoa! Jeremy loves Cassie's Oreo balls.
They're good.
They are delicious.
I put them in my mouth.
Yeah. Jeremy just did a Borat voice going, I put them in my mouth.
Bye,
Jeremy. See ya, Jeremy. All right, man.
We got to stop hiring Eagles fans at this company.
Yeah, we really do, man. These Eagles fans. I mean, Cowboys fans are worse. No offense, Tom Downey and all these other people that we have hired here in Dallas. But it's hard to find people here in Dallas that aren't Cowboys fans.
True that.
So, F them. F the Cowboys. We're going to beat them in Week 5.
Omar says I skipped his super chat. Hang on, Omar. I got you. Let me see. Oh, yeah. I got it.
All right.
Good call.
$5 super chat here from Omar's Burner says, interesting to see that Ant the MJ comparison almost had 4 points in the first half of Game 7 and go 6 of 24. Yeah,
You're speaking truth, Omar.
He didn't play well in Game 7.
He did not. But it didn't matter.
But he played pretty darn good down the stretch.
He did. He was good down the stretch.
He had a couple really nice step backs in the fourth. And he plays great defense, like no
He
matter
does.
what he's doing in terms of shooting.
He'll be guarding Kyrie this series.
And he will be guarding Kyrie, so he needs to show up. But I think the big matchup is, can P.J. Washington handle Karl Anthony Towns? Because Towns played unbelievable in that Game 7.
He was very good.
P.J. Washington is way smaller than Cat, so I would expect to see a lot of low post with Cat going up against P.J. Washington. Probably a lot of double teams when that happts.
That would make sense.
And that's going to create open threes for the Timberwolves. So
I'm excited for the game, man.
So Minnesota's going to have to knock down their threes. So it's going to be interesting. It's definitely got a lot of people back home in Minnesota that are super excited for this series.
Oh, yeah.
It's the first time I can remember them being in the Western Conference Finals. They've been there before, but it was a long time ago with KG.
And the last time the Mavs played Minnesota in the playoffs was Dirk versus KG in like 2003. So it's been a while.
That's crazy, man. All right, so you guys can check out that Mavs stream tonight if you want to hang out with Coop.
YouTube.com/MavsTV.
And don't forget, man, we're doing our Madden series
starting next week,
Wednesday. So our next live show, we're gonna be doing Week 1 versus Atlanta. So it's gonna be super fun. So get those super chats ready. We're going to be doing the Black Diamond raffle as well. So next week's going to be a lot of fun, man. So don't miss it. 5 p.m. Eastern time next Wednesday. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. And until next time.
See you guys.